Hi everybody. A few weeks ago I mentioned, and I think I showed a picture of some pies made in a sheet pan for a church event, and I got this recipe offline, the idea anyway. I don't use their recipe, but I got the idea. I think it was tasty. I'm not sure. But it's very simple. But people asked me to do a video and show how I did it. So I'm going to do a quick video showing you what I do. It's so easy, whether you make your own pie crust or use bought. Today I'm using bought because I'm cooking, I'm making soap, I'm making sourdough bread. We're going to gather up chickens for processing tomorrow, so chasing those little guys down. So I've got a whole lot of things, but I want to make this because yesterday was our pastor's birthday. So I'm going to take this to church. So I'll just do a quick video showing you what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to use a baking sheet. This is, I believe it's 15 and a quarter by 10 and a quarter by 0.75 inches. So it's kind of a medium. It's not the quarter sheet, it's not the half sheet, it's the one in between. So that's what I'm going to be using to bake it in. And I'm using my apple pie filling that I put up last year in September. I bought these apples at Apple Hill in California. We did a road trip with our ladies and had a great time. But these are Mutsu apples, and they're tart, they're sweet. They're good to eat just fresh, but they're also hold their texture, and they don't get soggy and limp, and they're nice apples for whether it's fresh or for cooking. So I used the recipe out of the Amish Canning Cookbook on page 136 for apple pie filling, and it uses clear gel. So I'm going to use that. I'll probably use 2 jars for this size, but we'll see. We'll play that by ear. This can't be more simple. So I'm using pre-made pie crust out of the box, and I'll show you what I do. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is flour my board. And I found this really nice marble at World Market. It's one of my favorite stores. Love that place. I find lots of neat stuff there. And I'm going to flour my rolling pin. And then I've let these sit out for about 15 minutes. So I'm just going to unroll 2 of them. And there's 2 to a box. But if you're making your own homemade pie crust, that's even better. Today's not the day for that. And sometimes you just cheat. But homemade is always the best. Really good pie crust. And you're just going to put one on top of the other, nothing in between. And now I'm going to roll this out. And what I want to do is roll it out into a rectangle to fit that sheet pan. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to speed this up because this is rolling out this dough, and I'm sure that you get the idea. One of these days I'm going to figure out how to insert music, but haven't done that yet, so in the meantime I'm just going to show you what I'm doing and we'll get this figured out. Okay, now that we've got it rolled out, I'm just going to transfer it into the pan. And the recipe online is actually for peach pie. But I've never made the peach. I've made strawberry rhubarb, and I have made the apple. So definitely get ideas online, but it doesn't mean you have to follow them exactly. Give credit where credit's due. But make it your own. Make everything your own. There's no requirement saying you have to follow somebody else's. So I'm going to trim this up. I'm going to crimp the edges, and then we'll go on to the next step. All right, I've got it cut. I've got it crimped around the edges. This just is so easy. Other than rolling out the pie crust, there's really not much to it. Nice seal. Looks, smells wonderful. So I'm just going to spread this out, and yeah, I definitely want a second jar. We want it nice and full. Yum. I think that's going to be just about perfect. I may have to go and get some more apples before the season's done. That's a trip to California, but may have to do it to get some of these because you can't buy these in the grocery store. At least we can't here. And if I'm going to can them up and go to the work, I want the ones that taste and work the best for me. So just spread it out as evenly as you can. But it's, it doesn't have to be perfect. Nothing is. But you definitely want to make sure you got apple in every single bite, so just get it spread around. Okay. Now this can't be easier. This is sugar cookie dough. Really? And I was kind of unsure when I did it the first time, but it got rave reviews. So if it works, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. This just makes such a nice dessert for a crowd so quickly. And all you have to do is set right out of the refrigerator, crumble it on top. And it will spread a little bit. But you don't want it all in one place, so just crumble it up. And you're going to use about half of the roll of cookie dough. So you can make 2, or you could just make cookies, whatever you like. Again, not perfect, but you just want some covering the whole thing. And I think that's good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get some coarse sugar and sprinkle just a little bit on top. I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got this all spread out. Sometimes I'll use the scraps that I cut off and cut out leaves or something and put around the edges or on top. Today's not one of those days. There's just not enough time in the schedule for all that. So I'm just going to sprinkle very lightly some clear sugar crystals, the heavy ones, like for cake decorating. And that's my other, I'll call it a hobby, but I actually did that for a while at a bakery, is cake decorating. So once in a while I'll get fancy, but not too much anymore. Not much point out here where we're at, so, although I could. Alright, so we're going to bake this at 375, probably about 55 minutes to 60 minutes. You just want the sugar cookie dough to kind of spread out and light golden brown, the crust light golden brown. You'll know when it's done. So I will bring you back when this is out of the oven. Okay, so my pie dessert's ready to come out of the oven. And this looks wonderful. So easy to do. It took about 55 minutes, and I probably could have made the crust a little taller, but you know what? It's still going to be wonderful. This just turns out so amazing and so easy to make. And any of my subscribers out there, if you are a Pampered Chef representative, let me know. I need some more of your spatulas. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful week.